Hey, so that housing scandal that some months ago I was ranting and raving about, uh, it's a known housing scandal. So the scandal is that it's a what they got going on Baltimore City housing, the current scandal. It's a um it's a scam that they got. It's the landlords has a scam, especially in housing like where I live. They what they I'm sorry, I'm trying to collect my thoughts. It's been a long day, it's been a long day, but I'm this thing in this journey fight with them been long, but it's coming to an end now. The what they do is they come at you. It's the late fees. They able to steal by charging people these bogus late fees. You'll pay your rent on time, but what they'll do, they'll hit you with a late fee, but you don't know it. You have no way of know. You don't know it unless you're looking at you're asking for a ledger, and who knows to ask for a ledger to check your ledger. I ain't even know there was such thing until I knew they were stealing. I started, got the lawyers involved. It was the lawyer that told me get a ledger, and then but nobody don't know to get a ledger, and there's nobody around to tell you get a ledger, and there's no oversight. And then even when you get the ledger and you realize that they're stealing, then the city cover it up. That's what they do. And then if somebody like myself try to speak out, they put you out. They get rid of you. That's so people scared, people intimidated. Well, one, I ain't scared to get put the freak out of freaking housing. Really? This is not the place that I want to live. I planned on being here temporarily, so Lord knows I ain't afraid to get put out of here. It's just some trash. This is not, don't get me wrong, I ain't going, but no, this is not where I would choose to live. I'm here because of the subsidies, that and that only, and it was meant to be temporarily till I finished school and went back to work. That's my plan, to go back to work. I don't want to live like this. Not now. Not until I have to. I'm up in age. I'm 57, but I still can work, and I got a brain. So I don't have to do physical labor. And I'm going to get it. I'm working on the education. I'm working on a degree that can take me into old age. Yeah. But so I come through here, man, to try to work, get my life back on track, and use because I qualified to be here, use that temporarily to get back on my feet. And then in the midst of being here, got there going realize these criminals in here and wound up fighting with them. And got there, I'm trying to explain how, and it's difficult when you got a gift to see, and you see stuff and you telling people what you see, and you see it, but they don't see it, but you can't figure out why they don't see it, because you don't realize the only reason you see it is because it's your gift. That's a hard piece, but that's part of what I go through. And then I ain't one of them jokers that walk around claiming to be a prophet, telling you prophet this, prophet that. Now I prophesy people regularly. Shoot. Anyway, yeah, prophesy people regularly. And I've realized sin don't stop my prophetic gift too. Let me say that, because I'm coming out of backslidden state. It don't function like it flow. Don't get me wrong. When I'm tapped in is when I'm praying every night, 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. I'm tapped in then. You know what I mean? But I've been out there. It's been an Elijah experience going up against Jezebel. That's what it's been like for the last year. And that they came after me, and it triggered my PTSD. So I was manic for a while. And so as I was protesting manic, it was a little rough. Don't get me wrong, and I cussed them out and everything. And I hadn't cussed in 20 years. And had neighbors knew me for years and never heard me cuss. So, they was blown away. But then some understood. Then some didn't care. They was loving it. And so anyway, man, yeah, I went up against Jezebel. They got Jezebel out of here, but they try to keep the system. But it ain't happening, man. It ain't happening. I ain't letting it go down like this. They try to keep these people in here. Now they trying to cover up their crimes, but yet they trying to get the money from people. Yep, ain't that something? They steal the money. Mind you, the most vulnerable people in our community, some of, and they're stealing from them. Then not after And then after they steal from them, you got these people coming here trying to recoup the money, trying to get money that somebody done stole. You done paid your rent. But because they manipulated the system, they trying to get the money that they done took. That's some bull crap. These some crooks. And it's going on all around the city. That's the word. And they know it. But I've been through that. I said City Hall complicit. Housing is complicit. And they all been trying to shut it all down. I'm gonna tell you what the last thing, because Mark Conway's office was working with me, and then once I got all the evidence that they were stealing, that's when they left. That's when they stopped dealing with me. Called him this morning. I forced him to talk to me. I kept calling and kept calling, and I cussed him out. Never cussed him out this morning. Asked me what can he do? Really? That's what he asked me. No, what did I want him to do? Is what he asked me. Joker set up a meeting the last time. We did have a meeting with the delegates. The delegates supposed to have been supposed to have been a hybrid meeting, but it's supposed to have been a meeting with him anyway, it was some bullcrap. He didn't show up. The people that supposed to, the delegates was there, but the woman from housing took the meeting over. She took it over, and she was trying to cover it up, and she did well covering it up, because CT Group, the old manager and her manager that went AWOL, we ain't even know her old manager. So, but I found out who it was, and I called them out. So they called them to the meeting, but they ain't come. Then so they supposed to been on hybrid, but they ain't do that neither. They just didn't. They tried, because they tried to have that lawyer be part of the meeting, but there was no lawyers there. So we was like, well, we ain't talking to them and that lawyer. So the lawyer left, but then they just didn't say nothing. They wasn't even part of the meeting. They was in their cars driving, listening, not even on video, nothing. There was some bullcrap, and they didn't say one word. They didn't say one word. No accountability. No confrontation at all. No having them, none. And Angela Cameron took the meeting over, the woman from housing. It was some bull crap, man. This thing got me so angry. But now because she the one, she surrendered. She surrendered once, because she ain't trying to lose her job. She was like, oh no, Kevin Burton ain't playing. And she said, listen, he will call his senator on y'all. Because and that's where I'm back. Because that's what I'm doing now. I'm back talking to the senator. The senator, the one told me had a councilman help me. The councilman ain't helped me, gave me bad information. So I'm back talking to my senator. And now they ready to they giving me instructions, and I'm doing what they tell me to do. Yep. And HUD has gotten involved. Our regional manager at HUD has put his eyes on my documents that they wouldn't get me. They wouldn't give me my ledgers. It wouldn't give it to my lawyer. So the guy from HUD had to get it. And I got it now. And I was able to show where they thieves. They stole some, oh Lord. I can't get all into it, but they done messed up. They done messed up. And the thing is, I'm a 3-time felon. So I've experienced the justice system and how it can work for victims. And now that I'm a victim, that same justice system that has me as a 3-time felon 25 years later after doing my crimes. I've been a squeaky clean citizen. Well, not quite, but I've been a model citizen. Let me put it that way. I've been a model citizen, and 25 years later, and they still see me on paper as that joke. But 25 years later, I'm still a 3-time felon. And yeah, that done worked against me in this, because I've been to court, and dealing with the police. The police involved in this too. I just need to know what they're going to do to the police. I already did what I had to do. They messed up. They messed up too, but they lost. They tried to cover it up. Thank God for the Civilian Review Board, because Witchacom tried to cover it up. You know, but that's what the police, when they police themselves, what is they called? The police that police the police. They was like, wasn't nothing there. There was nothing. They found that the officer had committed no wrong. But then when the civilian review board get in there and get the video, yeah, you did that. You did that. So yeah, it's a lot of moving parts to this. A lot of moving parts. But I'm gonna post this video and I'm gonna lay my butt down. It's been a long day. But I just want to tell people what the hell is going on about this scandal. That's all. I said it was a scandal, and I knew it was a scandal. Well, it's been verified by the lawyers that's the scandal. That's what the lawyers say. That's the scandal. That's what they do. But the problem is nobody tells, and nobody want to stand up. But there's a dude named Kevin Burton that's built a little bit different. That's why when y'all call me weird, I be like, you're normal. It ain't weird, ain't an insult to me. I know I'm built different. I know I'm built different.